Hello everyone, welcome to Salesforce Network, Salesforce Developer Tutorial. Topics what we are going to cover in this session, that is with sharing, without sharing, default behavior, when to use which sharing, with sharing. In Salesforce, with sharing and without sharing are keywords that control the sharing rules or record level security when Apex code executes. They determine whether the code respects the current user's sharing rules defined by their profile, role, or sharing settings. When accessing and manipulating records. With sharing. When a class is defined with the with sharing keyword, the code respects the sharing rules and data visibility defined by the Salesforce org. This means that if the current user doesn't have access to certain records based on the sharing rules, they won't be able to access or manipulate those records in the code either. Uses. Classes marked as with sharing are ideal when we want to ensure that the code respects the user's data privilege and follows the organization's record sharing model. Example: public with sharing class, account controller, public list of account, get accounts, return, select ID, name from account, limit 10. In this case, the get accounts method will only return accounts that the current user has permission to see based on their sharing rules. Without sharing. When a class is defined with the without sharing keyword, the code ignores the sharing rules. The Apex code runs in the system mode, which means that it can access and manipulate all records in the database regardless of the current user's sharing rules or record access. Uses. Classes marked as without sharing are useful when we want to ensure that the code can access all records regardless of the current user's permissions. When we need to update data across many records, including those data might not be visible to the user. Example: public without sharing class account helper, public void update all accounts, list of accounts equals to select ID name from account. For account accounts acc.name equals updated account. Update accounts. In this case, the update all accounts method will have access to all account records, even those that the current user might not have visibility to, and update them. Default behavior. If neither with sharing nor without sharing is specified in the class definition, the class runs without respecting the sharing rules by default. If it is not called by another class that is marked with sharing. However, it's generally considered good practice to explicitly declare whether a class should respect sharing rules or not. Mixed use. We can also have methods within a class that follow different sharing settings. We can have a class declared as with sharing, but within that class, we could create an inner class or method that is marked as without sharing and vice versa. Example: public with sharing class, parent class, public void process. This method respects sharing rules. List of accounts equal select ID name from account. Public without sharing, void process without sharing. This method does not respect sharing rules. List of all accounts equals select ID name from account. When to use which sharing? With sharing, use when the logic begin executed should respect the user's record level access. This is critical when we want to enforce data security and ensure that the code adheres to the sharing rules defined for the user. It enforces the sharing rules and data visibility restrictions of the current user. Without sharing, use when the logic must access or modify records regardless of the user's record level access, such as in administrative or batch operations that need access to all data across the system. It ignores sharing rules and operates with full access to data regardless of the user's sharing settings. Thank you.